Welcome to Top 10 Archive. Sure, some of us have had run-ins with the law. Some of us have even spent some time behind bars. But no matter how badly you thought you had it, it's nothing compared to the conditions in some of the most notorious prisons across the world. Number 10. San Quentin State Prison, San Rafael, California. This prison is where most of death row seems to die while they wait, as San Quentin has the largest population of death row inmates. Robert Galvin, an inmate at San Quentin, said, "We are just left on a shelf, and that's worse than being executed because you're just waiting to die." Though they don't have to deal with the many extremes as some other prisons on our list, it's still a damnation of its own sort to be faced with one's own mortality and little to nothing else. Number 9. La Santé Prison, France. Located just a few miles from the Seine River in the heart of Paris, France, lies the La Santé Prison. Upon seeing the conditions of this horrid place, you'll quickly realize that the city of love is just skin deep. The prison first opened its doors to receive inmates in 1867, developing a history of abuse and cruelty. Nearly an inescapable prison, only 3 successful escapes have happened, the most daring of which was performed by the wife of the bank robber, Michel Foujour. He escaped when she landed a helicopter on the roof of the prison. Number 8. Rikers Island, New York, New York. Holding between 10,000 and 12,000 inmates on average, the notorious prison, Rikers Island, is located just off of New York in the East River. Housing many violent criminals, the island prison has a long history of rapes, murders, assaults, and other exploitations of human life by both guards and inmates alike. The guards there have been charged many times for excessive force, with 2 guards being arrested for organizing fighting pits between the inmates. With corrupt guards, it hardly leaves time for inmates to look over their shoulders at one another, though they still have to, as prison gangs pose a more internal threat to the populace. Number 7. Patek Island Prison, Russia. Located in Russia on White Lake is a maximum security prison where only the worst prisoners are held. This prison doesn't just break you physically, it specializes in breaking you mentally. All prisoners spend 20 hours a day in solitary confinement. As if being secluded in a large building isn't enough, the halls are drafty and the landscape around the prison is often snow-covered with little else in sight. Prisoners receive visitors just 2 days out of the year, and isolation and poor living conditions oftentimes drives the prisoners to the brink of madness. Number 6. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison, Nairobi, Kenya. Kenya's Kamiti Maximum Security Prison has gained notoriety from the unfathomable living situations the inmates are forced to endure. Between the disease-riddled, filthy environment, having epidemics such as cholera outbreaks, the prisoners are also exposed to rape, beatings, and malnutrition. Debatably, those are the best outcomes, as many prisoners don't leave unless carried out of the building as nothing more than a corpse. The worst part about this situation is officials are aware of it, human rights activists have protested it, and nothing is changing, and no one is forcing them to do so. Number 5. La Sabaneta Prison, Venezuela. It is said that one would stand a better chance of survival on the streets of the Venezuelan capital, Caracas, than you do in its infamous prison, La Sabaneta. The late Venezuelan president, Hugo Chavez, even once described the prison as the gateway to the 5th circle of hell. The place is underfunded, understaffed, and severely overcrowded, to say the least. Gangs hold more power in the prison than the guards, and vile deeds, such as rape and murder, are commonplace. Riots are very common, and in 2012, around 600 inmates were killed by guards and other prisoners. Just a short year later, in 2013, guards confiscated over 20,000 rounds of ammunition and numerous guns. Number 4. Guantanamo Bay. A United States military prison, located inside the United States naval base of the same name, is no stranger to being under scrutiny, and rightfully so. Even though the Department of Defense originally kept the identities of all detainees and related information classified, a report by the Institute on Medicine as a Profession, or IMAP, would go on to state that the health professionals working therein both, quote, designed and participated in cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment and torture of detainees, end quote, as the medical staff was directly ordered to ignore any ethical standards during these procedures. Number 3. Black Beach Prison, Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. Known for its many human rights violations, Black Beach Prison is notorious for corrupted guards and brutality, inmate starvation, overpopulation, and vermin infestations. Medical treatment is typically denied to inmates, with many dying from chronic disease. Suicide barriers have been put in place, inmates are shackled for the majority of the day, and the prison violates the United Nations standard minimum rules for the treatment of prisoners. Number 2. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. Being no stranger to terror, Rwanda hosts one of the most dangerous prisons on the planet. Infamously known for being the most overcrowded penitentiary in the world, there is said to be 4 people for every square meter. Built to hold about 500 inmates, it holds in the upper thousands today. It takes hours to get anywhere, as movement is done in almost conveyor belt sort of method. Barefoot, cold, and filthy, anywhere from 5 to 10 people die each day on average, with more hospitalized with various diseases. Number 1. Camp 22, North Korea. Built in 1965, Camp 22 is a prison especially for political prisoners. The large compound, capable of holding 50,000 inmates, is isolated to help break the mind and spirits of those within. The most vile part, however, is that entire families have been locked away for generations just to remove them from society. It doesn't stop there, however, as the inmates are exposed to bioweapon testing, torture, and other experiments. This prison alone seems like something directly out of a cliché horror movie, but sadly, it's very real and still active. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to visit and sign up with our friends at Geek Fuel by using our affiliate link found in the description section. For just $20 a month, you'll receive at least $50 worth of geeky stuff that you'll actually use. Each box comes with a t-shirt you'll actually want to wear and a free Steam game download, usually valued at $10 or more. Don't miss out on this monthly box that Stan Lee himself endorses. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to keep updated on more lists like these, box openings, and giveaways.